I want to start by asking Jayant Sinha first, why you think that the set of incentives that have been introduced by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will actually succeed, and if so, how, in creating incremental jobs? You have a certain job outlook that all companies will have. The question is, why do you believe they will create additional jobs over and beyond what companies were already hoping to create this year? Mr. Sinha.
Thank you very much, Rahul, for giving me an opportunity to speak on what is, for all of us, I think, the number one priority, which is to take our young workforce, take people in our labor force, and really give them the kinds of jobs that they really want. And I'm very happy to be on this very distinguished panel with two exemplary job creators to discuss that. So let's really focus in on the budget. And as far as I'm concerned, I think the budget has got it right, very, very right, in fact, on three important dimensions. Number one, the focus is on formal sector jobs, so that people get productive employment in high quality companies like the top 500 companies in the country. Number one. Number two, the scale is enormous. So we are talking about crores of people getting jobs through the various three different schemes. And we're talking about spending 2 lakh crores over the next 5 years on that. So the scale is enormous because the challenges that we are confronting on employment are also quite sizable. And number three, the focus is very much on skill development, apprenticeship, getting people into the workforce and making them employable as well. So when you look at the budget announcements, they're right on target because they address each of these three very, very important points. And I'll conclude, Rahul, by saying the following. We have economists that talk about employment, labor force participation rates, numbers of people coming into the workforce. We talk about schemes. But at the end of the day, for a politician like me, it really boils down to कि भोला महतो जो टाटी झरिया में है या गीता और राव जो पतरातू में है, real people are able to get real jobs that meet their expectations. तो भोला महतो और गीता और राव के लिए हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? That is the acid test.
Okay, Siddharth.
Mr. Sinha, the only direct benefit transfer scheme, a new one that has been introduced in this budget, is the employment linked incentive scheme. There is no other DBT scheme which your governments in the past have made popular. The question that a lot of people are asking, with some of the caveats that have been put in, is the intent to only formalize jobs that exist in the informal sector? Because at this threshold of salary, for example, or the 15,000 rupees internship to be paid in 3 installments, the numbers are very low. And if you look at the overall salaried employees in India, a lot of people after the budget are saying, who is this scheme intended for? Would you care to expand on that?
My understanding is that this is very much focused on formal sector jobs. And people coming out of the informal workforce, whether that is in urban areas or rural areas, getting productive employment in the organized industry, informal industry. So I think that's really the focus. And as far as the scheme itself is concerned, let me just add two additional points for your consideration. Number one, most schemes in government evolve over time, as they should, because as you put them in practice, you find things that work, things that don't work that well, and you refine and iterate it and make it much, much better. If you look at Narega, or you look at even Kisan Samman Nidhi and so on, there have been lots of refinements, improvements, new ways of looking at eligibility, etc. So these schemes will evolve as they should evolve. So that's one very important point. The other important point is that the 15,000 rupees and all of these incentives are meant to be what the government is contributing, what is happening. I'm sure state governments will top that up as well. This is really a central government effort, so state governments will top it up. We've seen that happen in Ayushman Bharat, so I expect it to happen here as well. And then companies can obviously do more as well also, whether they do it through CSR or through their own wage and salary policies. So I think it gives you a lot of flexibility. Again, as I said, the scale, the focus on training, and of course, the notion that we are going to get people into the formal workforce. These are the important attributes. These are the important principles to follow.